Have you been curious about relocation? Have you been thinking about possibly moving to another state? Well, if so, this is an episode for you. We have the Vice President of Relocation Services for John L. Scott with us today, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So if you are ready, let's go.
Hello, hello, hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My people, welcome, welcome, welcome to this day. We are talking about moving, shaking and moving. I am David McClary. This is John O. Scott, Talent Talk, coming to you live. Jurgen Robinson on the right side, and we have the amazing Barry Matheny. We need the applause in the background. As Jurgen mentioned, Barry is the Vice President of Relocation Services for John L. Scott. This man, he gets around like in the head and physically because we are talking relocation today. And he is also on our executive team at John L. Scott, and he has many, many years of service, starting from real estate all the way through to connecting and leading real estate organizations and relocation companies around the globe. And so we are really excited to have you on, Barry, to talk to us today about our relocation network and how we can help people transition out of state and out of the country in their real estate moves. So thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for the nice introduction. You know what? I don't know how amazing I am, but we'll go with that. It sounded good.
Well, you were talking about before. I mean, we hear the Southern drawl. You can take the boy out the South, but you can't take the South out the boy. You know what I'm saying? So from North Carolina originally, right?
Yeah,
and
right on.
So we love it. So with our just kind of getting into the conversation, we actually have a trivia question that we're going to start with, right? Because we have to go back. We're going to go back in history, and then we're going to move forward to talk about all the things that are happening now.
And maybe, just prior to to give context to the trivia question, it's going to be about leading real estate companies in the world. One of the organizations that John L. Scott has a great affiliation with, a member, and it's one of the things that helps us facilitate being able to really help people, not only locally in our own small communities, but also across the world. So,
correct. Barry, thank you, Jurgen, for that. And as we set up for our trivia question, without giving the answer, because we talk about the year, that it started. So without giving the answer, tell us a little bit about what the leading real estate companies of the world is.
No, absolutely. Well, it's an affiliation of a lot of companies around the globe, actually 550 companies and 70 countries, as well as 6 continents that we are on. It also represents about 150,000 agents are included in that network as well. And it was kind of brought together because it created an opportunity for that network to work together. And it has evolved, obviously, over the years from the time it started to where we are today, to the 550 companies. And what we do is to make it easy for people to understand, we share referrals back and forth. And what that really means to people listening in is that we can place referrals almost anywhere in the world. And all of us know people that are moving. We just don't always know exactly how to help them with that move. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, I'm sure, in a few minutes, about what the value of that proposition is. And it falls underneath my umbrella in the relocation space as well, where we work with corporations as well in a different area of our business to help those people that are relocating in and out of our area to other parts of the world as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very good. And so just as just in a nutshell, you have a homeowner that wants to sell their home and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I want to sell my home here, but we're moving here and I have no idea what the market looks like there or an agent there." And we can say, "We got you.
Yeah.
No matter where you are, we got you." Right?
Right.
So
Right.
in a nutshell. Jurgen, what is our trivia question this morning?
Well, you know what? Leading RE is an incredible company. You just heard a little about it from Barry. So the question is, for context, what year was Leading RE created? And as we get to the end and we get the answer, you'll learn even a little bit more that the answer is not complete the answer, but it's the answer that's appropriate for Leading RE. So the answer or the options are answers that you can guess on are A, 1970, B, 1997, C, 1963, D, 1982. You can see we shuffled the answers all around. You can leave your answer in the comment, put a letter or put the date. If you're watching this after the fact, go ahead, throw it in anyway. See how you do. We love the interaction. We love the comments. So there we go.
Yes. Yeah, and on our platforms, just throwing that out there real quick. Obviously, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. We've got Spotify podcasts. We've got Anchor podcasts. We are on Facebook podcasts. So wherever you are joining, just lean in, please. And we have we have some comments. So let's see who we have in our bringing those up. So
Say good
good
morning,
morning,
Donna.
Donna.
Good morning, Kathy
Good
Joe.
morning, Kathy Joe. And you guys also have some answers. So Donna says B, and Kathy Joe
Says
D.
D.
I don't even remember which numbers were related to them.
We'll bring those answers back up when we get to the answer. So we'll group them all together and we'll play along.
Absolutely. So, so Barry, as we're talking about, the leading real estate companies of the world, and relocation, and there are other companies that might have relocation services, and we're talking about this in the magnitude. Can you talk a little bit, or just share with us how the our affiliation in the leading real estate companies of the world, how it's different and what sets it apart from just any other relocation service?
Well, sure, I can. When it was founded, and you'll get that answer at the end of the thing. But when it was founded so that these companies realized when they were trying to look for ways to create a network that they needed to find companies that really could work together with and could share referrals with. And as it's evolved over the years to the size that it is, with the 550 companies and the 150,000 brokers, what really happens is that a lot of times realtors, and we know this, are members of other networks and things of that nature. But what we try to do, which may be a little bit different, and I'll give you a sense of how successful that really is. We run anywhere from 65 to 70% conversion on every referral that comes into us. And the reason for that is these companies are vetted, and not everybody can get into it. It has a lot to do with market share across the globe, how you show up in the market, how long you've been in business, what you represent to the industry. And the reason we go that way is because, and we all have a blanket contract that says this is the code of conduct, and this is how we're going to act, and this is how we're going to help each other. But the nice part about it is that many times, if it's a relocation move that is involved in a corporation, we're working with those companies that are representing those corporations. They will send us referrals in, and we have realtors on our team that we have trained and we have worked with that understand what that really means to work with a corporate client. And we're always looking, and we always go through that process to make sure that they're well educated and they understand the dynamics of that. In the leading real estate companies of the world, it kind of falls into the gap of all our realtors that are on are part of John L. Scott. And what that really means to you is that if you've got somebody, a friend of yours, and I'll kind of give you a prime example. And we don't always think this way, but you may have a family member that lives in Dallas, Texas, for example, and they're moving to Southern California, or let's say Arizona. You have the opportunity to reach out to them and say to them, we can not only find you a realtor to help you sell your home, we can also find you a realtor to help you buy that home. And the really nice thing about that is we're tracking that all the way through the process. And these members are members of the network. And even if we're in an area where there is no member located in that particular city or whatever be the case, what we'll do for our realtors that are asking us to find them somebody to work with, we'll also vet a real estate company, call them, interview them, and talk to them about working with us so that we can help them. So it's not just about just the network all by itself. It's about helping people relocate, your clients, your friends, your family members. And at the same time, what we do is we track that process all the way through. You can interview them, you can talk to them on the other side. And what we really try to do at the same time is when I do our training and we talk about how you show up to your clients, it's always important to ask them where they're going, try to find ways to help them. And if it falls underneath the umbrella of leading RE, all you got to do is just send us some information on your client. We'll take it from there and we'll keep you in the loop all the way.
Yeah. You know, Barry, and it's one thing to say that this is conceptually how everything is supposed to work. But from experience, what's incredible is not only do we have that leading RE network to help us with any relocations or moves, your team within John L. Scott is incredible. Like you said, they'll actually do all this work to help, even so you don't have to make a call all over the place, try to find people. What's been awesome for our agents, for ourselves, our clients, has been when we have somebody that's looking to move, like first we have choice. Like you guys help connect, but it's not one broker or agent that you have to work with somewhere. You're given a choice of people to talk to. So either you can help interview on behalf of your clients, or your clients can talk to different people to find the right connection. And then with the experience, anybody that they're going to talk to, they're actually qualified into the program. Not everybody is a relocation agent that you're taking across. So you're getting somebody experienced that is they're doing transactions, they're in the market that we're talking to. And then the last is probably the biggest thing. It's the thing that we forget about most on the front end, but it's so hugely important during the time, which is the communication. Everybody is communicating throughout the process. It's not you pass it off and then the line goes dead. You don't hear anything back. The communication is probably the thing I think for myself surprised me the most about that always being looped in throughout the process so you knew what was going on. That takes such a burden off of the agent, off of the client, just that communication. So, I mean, absolute kudos to what you guys do and facilitate through not only leading RE, but within our John L. Scott network itself.
No, well, thank you, Jurgen, for saying that. We take a lot of pride in that. And I think that's really the separation point. And if you look at the industry as a whole, and you're working with networks or you're trying to find someone out there or whatever, the average is about 10 to 15% conversion. But when you're working with companies that you are really connecting the dots with, that conversion and we have some members in our network that are in the 80% conversion area. And that's pretty huge. And what's really nice about it is you're going to get a referral fee. On top of that, we absolutely, when you send us a referral like that, John F. Scott is not making any money off of that referral. My department doesn't get paid to do that. What we are doing is providing a level of service to you so that you can have the benefit of knowing that if you want to interview somebody on the other side, like Jurgen said, if you want to feel comfortable that your mother-in-law or your dad or your best friend or your clients or whatever be the case are being taken care of, you can do that. And then once you've made your decision on what you really want to do, that's where we take it. And we really believe that through follow-up, through care, and that's one of the things I take a lot of pride in with my team. And I like to call them not necessarily my team. I think they give me permission to work with them most of the time. I really am blessed to have something like 23 years of experience combined on my team. So when you really kind of take a look at the dynamics of how that really plays itself out, that back end stuff is very important to all of you, that we're going to take care of your clients. And that for me is the most important thing that we can do, is that customer care.
Yeah.
You know what? I just have to chime in because you're talking about customer care, and I just, I have a personal experience that's going on right now with relocation. My 95-year-old aunt, we moved her here from Chicago. I placed a referral through the network for an agent because I was like, I don't know any agents in Chicago. And I got placed with this amazing cream of the crop real estate agent who so we're here in Washington, and he literally has taken the care. I mean, literally helped us completely empty out her home, and has literally hugged us. I get updates from him, text messages from him. I told him out of a 5, he's a 10. I mean, like, I want to bring him into my family. I mean, like, literally, I love you, Bobby. I mean, like, seriously, he has been absolutely amazing through the process. And so, when you talk about your family member, for real, this is real. So, and literally, we've placed referrals all over the place. But even from my personal clients, as we talk about Alaska, Detroit, Florida, California, Texas. I mean, and again, time and time again, relocation has shown up, for us to help our clients. So I think it's real, but this is real. Like, I'm going through this right now, and I just want to say, hallelujah, leading real estate companies of the world in relocation.
Yeah. Davina, Barry had said a word that really kind of resonated as he said it. And you exemplify that in what you say there, but also as an office leader, when you talk about leading real estate companies of the world, you talk about a relocation department to agents that are a part of our firm. Confidence is what kind of, when Barry said, like, we have confidence, we can have confidence that if we recommend putting a referral through here, that it's going to be taken care of. And it's not just going to be taken care of in a cookie cutter way. It goes into a machine and it spits out from an algorithm something on the other side. This agent is perfect. But no, it's really personalized to what is it that's needed, because every relocation client, everybody that's in the referral network is unique. They are actually different, and they're handled in such a really caring, personal way, like your experience you're just talking about, Davina. So yeah, I know we've got a few other questions for Barry because it's such a long thing. What's the next question, Davina?
Well, we talk about tools. One of the things that leading real estate companies of the world is tools and the resources that they provide for the agents. And Barry, I don't want to, I mean, can you just give us a little bit of an overview? I will mention specifically on the website, you talk about being able to just the connections that are made, but from the currency converters, from the cost of living calculators. So can you talk just a little bit about, like, that? I know we can go an hour, but just a little bit of overview of the tools that leading our real estate. world
Yeah,
have.
and just before you do that, Kathy Joes, just want to say I have one of my clients in the Relo program moving to Texas, and again, just so valued for what you and your team bring.
Well, yeah, and I think when you're really talking about the tools and you're looking at it, one of the first things is that John F. Scott has on my desk, which is a intranet type of thing for our company, what we call JLS Institute. Well, that institute was developed through the leading real estate companies of the world team, which on the other end, I'm also on the advisory council for the leading real estate companies of the world, which is a selected, interviewed position. And I get the opportunity to have an impact on change and how we can really embrace what that change really means. So inside those tools it's not just for the realtors, it's also for the leaders of offices. It has training classes set up. It has clock hours that you can get just by going in there. It has videos of speakers talking to you about how to prepare for a presentation, no matter where you are in the country. And when you look at the cost of living, one of the things I say to realtors all the time is always know where your client's going to. Find out how you can embrace them up front before they ever get there. Because relocating is a very emotional thing. It's exciting, but you're moving to new areas. So when you have people helping you kind of work through that process, it makes a big difference. So I'll say to them, let them know what the market's like. Let them know what it's going to cost, what the variances are between living in the Seattle metropolitan area or Oregon or Idaho, where we also have offices and things of that nature. But it also gives them some insight about your knowledge. It helps them see that, you know what, this particular realtor has value. This is the kind of people I want to work with. They want to help me take it to the next level and help me understand how to get from point A to point B and then to get home, which is point C. Because there's always things going on in the middle that we all need to stay engaged in. And at the very end, when you're unpacking and you're feeling good about your move, we're still there with you. And I think that is one of the separation points, not only for what our department does here in the relocation space, but what John F. Scott as a company does to really embrace you as a client. And for our realtors that are looking for ways to grow their business, showing people their value, it's a win-win all the way around the horn, and it just brings more and more value to why John F. Scott and why we are one of the top companies in the country.
Yeah, Barry, not to pump up your ego, but you're one of the reasons why the John F. Scott Relo Department is such a highly admired company in the Relo space. I mean, with that leadership. But, if we're bringing everybody, or if you've just joined in, what we're doing is we're talking about relocation. We're talking to Barry Matheny, who is the VP of John F. Scott Relocation. He's a leading member inside of the leading real estate companies of the world, one of the areas that we're talking about. And with that, we actually have, he just talked a little about some of the tools that are available with if people are moving, to help get them informed first, just to provide value as an agent to your clients. Another part is there's leading real estate, or there is the JLS Institute, which is a training platform that we have that is built on top of the leading real estate companies of the world training platform. So anywhere you're at inside of a process, whether that is prospecting CRM, whether it's buyer, seller, whatever it is, you always have at your fingertips training, as well as additional certifications, like you mentioned, clock hours. So big benefits way beyond just relocation that comes down. And then there's one other spot. When we talk about programs, we have so many awesome programs, including buyer seller presentations that are not just put together in a concept, but they've been put out and there's proof of concept because it's been tested and tried to help be really effective when we've done that, the relocation department has been really integral in bringing some of these things forward that as agents, as brokers in real estate, we've been able to be better because of. Can you talk a little about what relocation's role has been in actually bringing some of these programs into we have a buyer certification and a seller certification and a whole program wrapped around that. Can you talk a little about that?
Yeah, I can. One of the things and that's a very important part of it with our brokers, with our realtors that are on the relocation space. We just celebrated our 10th relocation summit. We do one of those every year. We bring in speakers. We do a lot of things, and it's, with COVID, it kind of changed. So we moved into the virtual world, and quite honestly, we didn't miss a beat. But we've introduced things like Jurgen had said, like the buyer's guides, the seller's guides, certifications, listing launch, and all those things that we believe have a big impact on your success as a realtor within our company. And if you're considering joining John F. Scott, it also gives you an opportunity to feel really good about the fact that we are embracing technology and we're looking for ways to be even more efficient in how we serve those clients. And when we get a referral in, for example, before that broker ever gets that opportunity for us to sign it, we will vet that client. We will talk to them. We'll get to know them with permission, of course, to help them understand what our role is in supporting them through that process. And then once we turn that over to our realtors, we're sending to that client information about what they can expect up front before that realtor ever gets there. We're big into video and in making sure that you get a chance to really see who that realtor is that you're going to work with and understand what their value proposition is. So it's a process, Jurgen. Good question. And it's always evolving. Lennox Scott, third generation, our CEO of the company, has had tremendous vision, but our key mantra is living life as a contribution. And I really believe that that's really what resonates with all of us. I know it resonates with me personally, and it's because I think the only thing that I'm here to do is to make sure that the team I have around me understands what their value proposition is, but also making sure that we all understand that we are here as subservient leaders to help people get what they want out of the deal and feel comfortable with the process.
Yeah. And, Davian, I know you've got a question here. Just wanted to say, Molly's got a comment that I have one of my clients in the relocation in Maine. I love the service for the clients. Just another kudos for you. And, I think in some ways, you can almost undersell what you guys have done, especially in these programs where when they were incepted, John L. Scott has always been competitive in the relo space, but we were winning about 46% of the time, and it wasn't good enough, especially for all the things that we do that you guys have helped to implement in there. And after a year of this selling program, it flipped that to 64%. And now I believe you said we're consistently in the 70, 80% win rate on relocations.
Yeah, that's correct. We're at right now, this past month, we hit 80%. So to give you some kind of correlation with that, that's huge in our industry. That really what that means is every time one of our relocation brokers or realtors goes out on a listing opportunity, they're competing with another company, whether that be one of our competitors that's in the relocation space. And what that's saying is that we're winning in the 80 to 85% conversion every time we go out. So that is saying the quality of the service we're providing, but also the level of experience and the relationships that these realtors have as they're building those with their clients. And I think that's a big deal. And in the lead RE space, I don't want to overlook this. but we have a luxury portfolio program that ties in directly with our exceptional homes, which is huge in our industry. But at the same time, your listings show up throughout the network as well. So there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes. But Jurgen, that conversion number is something we're very proud of, because it was actually 43% when I took over this department. And what I'm really most proud of is how our team has done what they need to do internally to recognize those realtors out in the field and the leadership of the offices that we have. One like this one is that it's really made a big impact on our success. We don't walk this tightrope alone. We've got people holding us up and supporting us. And those partnerships that we develop with our offices within John F. Scott have made this happen the way it has today for us.
Well, it all starts at the top. Davina?
Wow. I like, there's more questions and there's more things. And we even, talking about sustainability and all that. And we are literally out of time. We're out of time. But so Barry, here's one thing that we just wanted to also just circle around. So we talk about the consumers, how we're able to help our buyers and our sellers with placing them in homes. You're actually able to help corporations and their employees in placing their team around in homes around the country and around the world. We are also able to help agents with their clients, and we're also able to help on the larger side, brokerages help their agents help their clients. So like, if you fall into any of those categories, whether you're a business owner, whether you're a consumer, whether you're a real estate agent, or whether you own a brokerage, like if you have any questions about relocation, like you're like, I just don't want to keep making those calls and interviewing people and trying to figure it out, or you just want to have the value for your team, whatever that looks like, we encourage you to give us a call, connect with Barry, ask questions. Barry is really good with just fielding calls and just, answering any questions that you may have to see what might work for you. So just want to put that out there. If you have any questions whatsoever, if you want to see our seller's guide or our buyer's guide, the things that we've beta tested and also have trademarked and registered through this system and through the relocation arms that we have, we'd be happy to share with you as well. So Barry, we love you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yes. Yeah. So before we head out, and I mean, of course, we hear relocation is huge. Leading real estate companies of the world is huge. And we talk about going back in time, because we talk, we say, okay, well, if something's been around for a while, then maybe there's something to it, right? So let's go back, and we have a trivia question. And Barry, you can also speak into this as we get the answer. So what's our trivia question, Jurgen?
Well, it is, what year was leading real estate companies of the world, created? And your choice of answers were A, 1970, B, 1997, C, 1963, and D, 1982. We had a couple answers earlier. From Donna was B, which was 1997. And from Kathy Joe, we had 1982 as a D. If you want, you have just a moment to answer, and we'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the answer is, okay, there we go, 1997. But Barry, that is an answer, but it's not the full answer, is it?
No, it isn't. Linux was actually about 50 companies decided that they wanted to branch off. So John F. Scott, Linux Scott, founding member of this network that has evolved to where it is today, 1.2 million transactions a year, 70 countries, 6 continents, and 150,000 agents. So I would believe we could probably find a broker for you or an agent for you somewhere if you needed it. And we really enjoy the relationships across the globe. And because doing business in other parts of the country, our world really is different. And it's good to have people that you can go to get the answers. So thank you. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to share today.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Barry, again for joining. And we just love having the conversations with you. You're not just a great resource. You're a really good guy, really great man, and we appreciate you. So thank you.
Thank you for that. I feel
And
the
if
same
anyone
way.
has any, if anyone has any questions along the way, even if this is after our live, which is going to end in just a moment, feel free to put your questions in the comment. And we continue to review comments even after the fact. So if you have questions, know one area is sustainability, as it's going to be coming forward. We'd love to address that either with you. We can take the answer off the air, or B, either invite Barry back or get his answers and do an AMA and ask me anything, where we will address it for you. We also have the how things have maybe changed or are changing within the relocation space through pandemic, through more remote working. Any questions you might have, put them in the comments or private message us. We'd love to connect and love to help you out with those.
Yep. Like us, follow us on our other channels. And we end every broadcast with a big Be Bold. Barry, I don't know if you knew this or not, but every time we end our time together, whether we're in a business meeting or we're in a group, if we're not alone as one, if we're two or more, we end it with a big Be Bold. It just means stepping outside of our comfort zones and such. And so we're going to do that again today. We're going to end, and stay tuned for more good stuff. And we're going to go out on a 3 with a big Be Bold. Okay. All right. 1, 2, and 3.
Be bold.
Be bold.
All right. Oh, and I think Christy's going with the banner here, but I'm not positive. But if not, Barry, thank you so much. We had a couple Be Bolds on here. Cindy, Kathy Jo, Donna, and alrighty. Oh, now I know where I'm at. See you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.